Trey, I feel like you should be closer. Get closer.
All right. Excuse me. No, that's why she be at the corner. That's in my room right here.
All right, cool. So, we all know this business is not conventional. Have y'all figured it out by now?
Yes.
It's a little bit different, not the typical path. But our business also relates to a lot of different things. Right? If you really think about it, take a step back. And one of those things that it really, really relates to, and that I think is one of the most relatable, is professional sports. All right, so I'm gonna talk about, so today we're gonna talk about football, because this is what I'm most familiar with.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
American football. American football.
Yes.
You what, sir?
It's American football, not football. All right, so. You're not, Vivian?
Footy.
Footy, man. All right, so we all know playing football, especially in the South, and a lot of other places, it starts pretty young, right? Like you got Pop Warner, you got all these Pee Wee leagues, but really, where you really start to see people develop and grow is really like freshman year in high school, right? So even though people grow up playing all different levels, freshman is where it really starts. So as far as playing freshman football, what do they learn in this time?
Fundamental.
Basics. All right, like what?
Weight room.
Weight room, getting the body right. Footwork. The basics, right? Yep, the discipline that it takes, right? So that's kind of like entry level in our business, right? You're learning the basics. You're learning the fundamentals, right? You're learning. What are you learning in entry level? Anybody want to share? What are you learning in entry level?
Basically, I feel like you're learning how to keep your attitude, the consistency, and actually how to get closer toward that growth.
The mindset, right? It's kind of like entry level. You learn the pitch, right? You learn the sales, right? So you learn the pitch,
Learn the marketing
systems. So what is that like in football? Playbook, right?
Playbook.
Learn the playbook, right? You have something?
Oh, I was gonna say systems.
Yeah, systems. Yep. So during this time, it takes a year because you practice 2 hours a day, one game a week, right? So it takes a year to get to the freshman level, right? Is everyone immediately good at football?
No.
Right. So is everybody immediately good at the business when they start?
No.
Makes sense, right? It's something brand new. So during this time, why are people cut from the team?
Not enough dedication.
And accountability.
Work ethic, bad attitude,
Outside problems.
outside problems, right?
Negative influences.
Negative influences. So would y'all all agree that these are some of the reasons why people don't get out of entry level in our business?
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense, right? All right, cool. So what's after freshman?
Sophomore.
JV.
JV.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
JV, baby.
JV. So does everyone make it to JV?
No.
Why is that?
Skills
Like a
not,
different level
skills not
commitment.
there.
Different level commitments, skills not there.
Skill
right?
set.
They aren't ready to go
Skill set.
through the year-round weightlifting to take it to the next step.
Right. It's the off season, the training, the next level type thing, right? Right. The commitment level goes up. The game's a little bit harder, right? So same thing, kind of like our business. JV is like making this a leadership. So not everyone who enters entry level makes the leadership, and it's a lot of the same reasons. So during JV or in leadership, what are some things that people learn? Interviews. What else we got? Compliance.
How to coach, manage.
How to manage.
How to build other people.
How to build other people. Right. Yep. So leadership is very similar to that, right? So you're learning HR. You learn how to train people. You're learning how to be obligated and be there for your team, right? It's just like being a new leader. So what's after JV? Varsity.
Varsity.
Varsity, yeah. All right, cool. So who makes it to varsity? Good. Dogs.
Some dogs.
Some dogs. Depending on what school you at. Right? So why doesn't everyone make it to varsity?
They let their outside influence.
Outside of courses again.
They don't think going to school is
Another level of commitment.
Yep. And what do y'all think varsity equals in our business?
Assistant
Level 2 mastermind, right? Right? So people are super excited to get in leadership. But then they get there and they start getting the nose of leadership. What do you think the nose of leadership are?
people quitting on it.
Losing a team. What else you got? Fundamentals. So your habits start to slip, right? When you first think about it, a lot of people get the leadership and they're super excited. They're every leaders meeting they're there. They ask for interviews every single morning, and then they get into the process and it becomes the wear down on them, right? Then they start hit snooze a little bit more often. They're not as hungry for the interview, so the interview structure kind of slips, and then their retention slips, and then they're not hiring people. Then they feel like, oh, I'm not good at this, right? It happens, right? So you actually have to study. And so at this point, unless somebody really wants to do it, they aren't going to be successful. Right? You have to, at this level, somebody has to commit 100% and give it all. And sometimes people just aren't willing to do it, so they get cut, get let go from the team, right? So here you got to choose, have to be, in this level, you really have to choose whether you're going to be the team captain and be that true leader or not, right? In this level, you're responsible for making sure other people are here, making sure other people are on time. It's not just you that you have to worry about, right? So if you're willing to do those things, that's when you know you're ready for the varsity team or for that level 2 mastermind level. All right, cool. So after varsity,
College, baby.
college. So what do y'all feel like college is?
Mastermind.
Mastermind, assistant manager, right?
Everybody don't get that.
So does everyone go from varsity football in high school to the college level?
No.
Why is that?
3%.
3% of people. Very small percentage. Why is that?
Because
People suck. You're not wrong.
Injuries.
Injuries. Yeah.
Exposure.
Exposure. Lack of exposure. Lack of finish up there. Negative influence.
Now it's like a lifestyle now.
Lack of being able to humble themselves. So a lot of kids are the star of their little school and they want to go D1 and they don't realize
They're not
D2. They're D2.
That's very
You
true.
gotta be able to-
Don't we all know people who are like that? Who they think so highly of themselves they're not willing to be humble and take the opportunity that's given to them. I've seen it multiple times. And it works the same way here. Right? There's a certain level of being humble and accountability that it takes to actually be a good leader, an effective leader, and get to the next level. Right? So a lot of times people just lose interest. You know the kid who was really, really good in high school, but it's because his dad was forcing him to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Time commitments. Because we all know it's going to take a certain amount of time commitment, a certain level of dedication to be successful, right?
Yeah.
So, and also in this level, think about what time do you have to wake up in the morning when you're a college athlete?
5 o'clock.
5. And what time does your day usually end? 8, 9, 10 o'clock. That's a long day, right? It's a long day. So, at this point, a person has to have the passion because they're doing the off-the-field things, and they have to also do the in the classroom things, right? It's the same thing here. You got to think about the diet they input in their bodies, right? As an athlete, is a D1 athlete eating McDonald's every single day? Okay. There's no way. The same thing here. You have to take care of your body. If you want to be successful and have the energy and the drive that it takes, you have to take care of yourself. Right? Treat your body. Your body is a temple. What you put into it is what you're going to get out. So if you're putting in junk all day, you're going to get junk out. That's why you see a lot of people here that actually do well. They do the meal preps. And they prepare themselves, they prepare their body, they hydrate, they drink the water. Because it takes a lot in order to be able to put your body through what it takes. It's not easy.
Drink the juice.
Right. If it's easy, everyone would do it. So it's kind of like here, right? So think about it. You have to be able to be in the office, learning first rounds, doing third rounds, helping run the office, and then still go to the field, sometimes with less time and perform at a high level. Right? So that's not easy for people to do. So that's why not everyone makes it to college or to assistant manager. Right? So think about it like this. What's after college?
NFL.
NFL. And anybody know the percentage of college athletes that actually make it to the NFL? 1%. 1.6%. 1.6%. And so the NFL is like what in our business? Ownership. Right? So the chances of the assistant manager making it to ownership is clearly higher, right? If somebody makes it all the time, they can get there and they have the right habits, then more than likely they're going to make it. But on occasion, there are a few assistant managers who do not make it, right? Think about it. If think about it like this: if somebody goes to people go to medical school and don't end up being a doctor, right? But here, you're not losing out on anything, right? If you go to medical school, think about the money that person invests and the time they invest and they spent to get to that level, just to realize they hate people who don't want to be a doctor. Right? That's an expensive realization. Right? So it's okay. So either they can't balance it or they don't want to commit the time. Right? It's this next level of commitment. And we would rather figure this out now versus waiting. Or somebody to get to that level and then they fail. So think about this. People in the football industry work their entire life to get to the NFL. And only 1.6% of them make it. So once they think they get it to the NFL, do you think they keep their feet up?
No. They gone.
Right? If they keep their feet up, what happens?
They're gone.
They're cut.
They
don't have a
3
team.
years, not for long.
Right? Not for long, right? So sometimes it happens in ownership as well. People work hard and they put in all this time and all this effort, and they work harder for their office that their mentor is in versus they do for themselves. And that causes people to fail. Like, I don't have to go to the field. I don't have to do one-on-ones. Going home every day at 2 p.m.
Don't do it.
Right? So there's reasons why people get to the NFL and don't have a good career. There's reasons why people get to ownership and don't do well. The point is to get there and continue the habits and continue the hard work. Right? That's why we go through this program, to build those habits and build the mentality. Right. So this is an expedited program. So think about the time frame in football from freshman to NFL level. 8 to 10 years, right? High school, pros. Here, and it's really taking the time to dig into somebody's habits and build a mentality. Like, think about a freshman versus an NFL player. Do you think their mentality is a little bit different? Yeah. You think the work ethic and habits are a little bit better? Yeah. Right? So we're doing that here in a year or less. Right? Think about that. What they're doing 8 to 10 years, in an NFL player, we're trying to do in a year or less. So we don't have a lot of time to get to know someone. This is why we're here and why we're hard on our standards, why we challenge people to push the standard and to give all you have. Because we're trying to figure out if you're going to make it to the NFL. So you're going to see people who are here who won't be here next week. That's part of the process. If it's easy, everyone will do it. Right? But we're just trying to do that here. But think about, like, you just think about some of the new people that I see that are just setting the example and just working hard and always trying to find a way to get better. Like Alex. Like, he's been here 2 weeks. And he's here every morning. He put in the time. He's working hard. Right? And you think about Juanita. Right? Juanita's been busting her butt. She goes out there and works every day. She dropped 11 yesterday. Like, you know she's out there putting in the work, expressing those habits and working hard. And she comes in the next morning, she's like, hey, I qualified. If you have an interview, I would love to do it. If not, I'm going to keep working hard. That's the kind of attitude you got to have to be successful, right? Like Angela, she got promoted today, and she's faced a lot of challenges. She goes retail, then she'll go to the field and do door-to-door, and she has not let that waver her confidence level, her attitude. She's always smiling. She's like, okay, cool. Whatever it takes, she's going to do to get it done, because they know that in order to get to the next level and to be successful, they got to have that kind of attitude. They got to put in the work for it. All right, so let's talk about the money for a little bit. You like to talk about money?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so think about it. When does somebody actually start making money playing football? College, maybe, right? Scholarships. Now they got the agreements, endorsements, thing like that. Right. But think about all the time they have to put in before that to get to those endorsements, to get to NFL. Right? The camps and the equipment. Because you know the standard equipment you get in school is not where it's at. Right? You got to buy a little extra. Right? So you got your parents investing time and money and doing those things. But here, think about it. You're getting the training and we pay you. We're paying you to get to the next level. Right? Think about that. Right? In any other industry, like whether it be football or medical school or law school or whatever, like you have to pay to get to that level. You have to pay for your degree. You have to pay to go to medical school. Here we're paying you to prepare you for a position that can change your life. They can change your entire family dynamic if you're willing to put in the work and willing to put in the time. So some people talk about turnover and like losing a team and people quitting like it's a negative thing. It's okay. It's a positive, right? Think about it. Look, like, would you want somebody here wasting their time? No. Right? It's okay. People quit. It's gonna happen. It's not for everybody. But if people are willing to put in the time and commit to their goals and to make it happen, we can help you get to the next level. But it starts with you. So are you willing to put in the time? Are you willing to commit? Are you willing to go through the challenges and the hard things to get to the next level? Yeah. Right? Are you willing to put in the effort, right? To make some sacrifices now to get that back later. Right? So when you're out there today, and when you're facing challenges and when you're going through problems and you get that negative influence, you get that text message, or you get that call, or that person slams the door or they're rude to you, think about it. Is that worth giving up on your dreams and your goals? Right? Just because somebody's playing football, they get hit hard, you think they just take out their helmet and quit? No, they get up and they're like, how can I not get hit like that again? Right, so I want this thing out the same way. When you face a challenge, when you face a hardship, how can I get over there faster? Network. There's people that have been through the same challenge, who have gone through the same situations. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to do that. Right? Some of the best players are spending extra time with the coach. They're watching film. They're trying to figure out a way to get better. But here we're not putting in extra effort. We come in, we do the bare minimum. 8 o'clock comes. As soon as the 8 o'clock hits, we're running to the car. Like, how about hit your goal? Did you finish 2 laps? Did you talk to 40 people? Right? Look at this like an opportunity to get better and to get paid while doing it, versus investing your own money in who knows what'll happen. Right? Here you're getting paid to get to the next level and to advance, to help the company grow. We want people to get to the next level. Most companies want to keep you at the bottom to make money off of you. We want you to get to the next level. We want you to grow. So when you face those challenges, think about it. Right? Are you willing to put in the hard work? Are you willing to put in the time? Are you willing to face those challenges in order to get something greater? Y'all think you use that today? Yeah! 12:13, be back at 12:43. Ready? Ready!
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Time.
Here's the cake.